Hello everyone, I'm just continuing my series of novel readings. This one is, I don't know if it's either a short story or a novel, but it's Jack's Party and it's the romance I'm doing at the moment. It's turning out to be more serious than I thought, which is quite good. I'm just going with the flow and just writing down what my main character Ralph tells me. Currently he's looking back to 3 years previously when his partner Christopher died in horrific circumstances. He's remembering his bereavement journey, which he sees as being entirely, the reason he survived it all was entirely because people offered him ropes to that he could hang on to, and that's how he sees it. And I thought you might like to listen to the first page of that. It's sort of very rough, but it's what I'm writing at the moment. I survived Christopher's death entirely by means of the ropes offered to me. Without them, I didn't think I'd be here now. On the last day I ever saw my partner, I kissed him goodbye in the morning and got on with my day. It was a Friday. Christopher went off to his insurance consultancy job and I got on with a few small tasks in my office. It hadn't been a very busy week and I was hoping things might pick up once the school holidays were over. We were planning a quiet weekend. Maybe see a film and grab a takeaway at some point. I promised him we'd go to the garden centre too. He always loved the garden, though I was never so keen. I preferred my books. We never got to make that visit. At precisely 6:15 p.m, the police arrived at our front door. Afterwards, I never quite remembered what they said. Later, much later, it was up to Jack to take me slowly and very gently through it, over and over again, until I understood. The lorry driver's failed brakes, the skid that took him across the main road central reservation and into the front of Christopher's car, which had in turn ended up on the other side of the road, where the lorry driver had been. The way his car caught fire, the arrival of the ambulance and fire brigade to the scene, how the fireman had worked for 2 hours straight to cut the man I loved free, and finally the devastation of his body, which had been too badly burned to identify. All these things were what I hadn't been able to take in at the time. What I remembered was sitting in the back of the police car on the way to the hospital with the female police officer holding my hand. She didn't let it go once, not in the car, not at the hospital, and not when I collapsed next to Christopher's covered body in the private room they'd placed him and wept. And not when I begged to be able to see him and touch him just once more. A gift that mercifully they didn't allow. She just kept holding on, tethering me to the earth. It was the first of the many ropes I needed to keep me alive. I never knew her name, or at least I didn't recall it. But I remember how she made me feel. That's the first part of Ralph's bereavement journey. Hope you enjoyed that read. Take care. Bye.